Hey everyone, I thought I would do this money moment from the cruise ship. I am actually sitting in front of my virtual balcony right behind me. So I am in an interior room, which has this very interesting video display that shows the exterior of the ship from the port side, which is where I am located. And I am on the ninth deck here. We are in St. Thomas, and this is the second of the two side-to-side cruises I'm doing. Side-to-side basically means that one comes in on one day and the other leaves on the same day, but it's not on the same ship, but it's at the same port. So the first one was Freedom of the Seas, both Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. And the second one that I'm currently on is the Explorer of the Seas. The first one went to 2 stops in the Bahamas, both leaving from Miami. And this one is currently in, as I said, St. Thomas. We were in the Dominican Republic yesterday. We are going to Antigua and St. Kitts and Nevis and I think Grenada. I think there's one other stop, I forget. And the excursions I've done so far in the Bahamas, I did a catamaran and snorkeling tour, which is pretty cool. It also stopped at the Royal Caribbean private island called Coco Cay, where I just basically hung on the beach all day, which is quite nice, better than I expected. And then yesterday I did, a zip line, and it was kind of like a canyoneering tour, I guess you would say. So you were sliding, you were in the water, in a canyon, in a river, and you were sliding down rocks and orienteering across boulders and things like that in the water. So it was kind of cool, and jumping off of pretty high ledges into the base of waterfalls. So there were a couple of high jumps that you did or could do, which I did choose to do, which was kind of fun. And so anyway, I just thought I would show you what this virtual balcony looks like. And it's not bad. I think it was a $60 upcharge, and I think it's kind of neat. It gives you kind of a orientation, I guess you would say, in the room, instead of just being in a cell block with no windows and no exterior visuals. While this is obviously virtual, it is still quite nice to have this, and it runs all day and night. There are shades that you can pull to close it off at night. And you cannot select various camera angles. I figured you would be able to do that, but it's basically just showing you what it would look like out of your side of the ship if you did have an actual balcony. So if you do get an interior room, I think it's worth the extra 60 bucks. It's a 9-day cruise, so per day, that's not too bad. So if I had an interior room, I would opt for it again. I had a balcony room on the previous ship, which I really enjoyed. I think I will always go with an exterior balcony room if it's available and if it's not a significant upcharge. I think that will be my preferred mode of travel going forward. And like I said, I just wanted to kind of give you a glimpse of this virtual balcony. I will turn the camera around so you can kind of see the room. Sorry for the mess. I have some stuff on the bed, camera equipment and things like that. But it's a basic room. And, there's the bathroom that way. I had the door open because I wanted to get some light in here. I didn't use the lights above because it was casting an odd light on the virtual balcony. It kind of looked like the moon, which was kind of neat. Oh, there's a boat going by. So, like I said, it's a live photo. So you are seeing what it looks like right now outside at night. It's very dark. There's nothing going on. And anyway, so having a good time. I just wanted to, we talked a little bit about this on the credit card episode. And I just wanted to give you a taste of what I'm doing and where I am, and no great money insights. Oh yeah, there was one money insight I do want to mention. It's kind of funny. So with the Royal Caribbean kind of status levels. The first level is gold, and you get it after, I think, 3 nights. And you get points for every night you stay on the ship or one of their ships. And as a solo traveler or a suite occupant, you get 2 points per night stay. And the first cruise I did, which was the FinTalks cruise, I stayed in a suite. I shared a suite room with Kevin Sebasta, and we each got 2 points per night because it was a suite room. This room I'm a single occupant, so I'm still getting double points. And I also did that on the previous cruise, so I got double points on that. But anyway, the first level is gold, which everyone on the FinTalks cruise received because everyone would have gotten at least I think it was a 5-night cruise, so everyone would have gotten 5 points, so everyone got gold. And one of the things you get is a casino free play. And I'm not a huge gambler by any means. My parents taught me a lesson about gambling when I was very young and allowed me to lose a lot of money, or what seemed like a lot of money for a kid. I was at a beach resort, and it was one of those things where you stick coins in and they drop and it pushes them out. And of course, I won nothing. And so that was my lesson in gambling. So I'm not a gambler by any means. But anyway, because it was a free play, you get $2, I think it's $2 or $4, I forget, in the slot machine. And you basically just put your C card in and you load the machine with your credits. So it's $2, I think it was $2 of credits. And I played an 80-cent slot machine. So each play was 80 cents. So effectively, I've got 2 spins at the wheel because I wouldn't get 3 because I didn't have more than $2. And the first spin, it's funny because Becky and Steven are here with me, Becky Heptig and Steven Heptig. And we're totally clueless when it comes to this stuff. And we decided to try our hands at this. We couldn't even figure out the machine. There's so many buttons. It's confusing. We had to bring some guy over and say, how do you even do this? And he's like, oh, just stick your card in, move the credit over, and just start playing. And I'm like, all right, just push spin. So I push spin, and it says something like, oh, you are a winner and you get to spin a wheel. So there's this, video screen with this wheel that you spin. And then I spun the wheel and it said, you have 25 free plays. And basically the machine just starts playing. It plays itself and is playing 25 games for me effectively. I'm not even pushing the spin button. I'm sitting there saying, what is the point of this whole thing? This is kind of boring. But what was happening during these spins is that it was winning. And it ended up with $184 of credit. And the guy comes over and says, well, how you doing? I was like, well, I don't know. It seems like it's doing something. He's like, you've won $184. I'm like, what? How does that? So what do I do now? He's like, well, you can keep playing or you can just cash it out. And I'm like, well, I'm going to cash this out. The button, you press cash out, it gives you a ticket. We walk over the window and there's your $184.75, I think it was. And so it was quite funny. We actually were there doing kind of their introduction to casino because we had no clue about any of this stuff. And we thought they would give us a lesson on slot machines, which they really didn't do. But we did learn a little bit about how blackjack works, how roulette works. And I said, all right, well, let me just take $20 and put it on, play it at the roulette wheel. And I told myself that either I lose the $20 or if I'm up at any point, I will take my $20 back and put it back in my. So I was playing my favorite numbers, 28 and 29. And basically you can put a coin, whatever, a chip between 28 and 29. If either number comes up, then you would win. And they're both black. So I was like, well, since they're black, I will play red. So anything that comes up that's red, I would win 1-to-1 is what it was. You had to play a minimum of $5. So that was basically going to be, so I played the $5 on red and I played the $1 on 28, 29. 28, 29 never hit. But the red hit every single time. So I was doubling my $5 every time she spun the wheel, and I think there was a total of 6 spins, I want to say. And then I had $20 in chips, and I put those to the side and said I'm going to keep those. And then I ended up winning an extra $10. So now my $184 win was a $194 win, and that's where I am. So I just decided to put that in my pocket and be done. So anyway, it was quite interesting. So if you're on Royal Caribbean and you get a free play because you are a gold status member, which basically means you've taken one cruise, I would suggest at least play it because you never know. And I did not play it on the first cruise because I was so confused on how the whole thing worked that I never did it. And this one, since Becky and Steven were on this one, Becky was the instigator and said, we got to figure this out. We've got to play this. And she played hers. And we're not even sure if it was played correctly because it was so confusing. We're not even sure if it was loaded right or whatever. And she did not win anything on her $2 bet, $2 credit. And I did. And they were just laughing hysterically that here we were, clueless as all get out. And then, of course, we were like, we betcha it's like some kind of, not scam, but some kind of thing that, of course, this isn't the case. But we're like, how much wouldn't it be funny if they let you win to begin with because they want to entice you to gamble? And maybe that's, I want. But anyway, it was quite funny. It was entertaining. And at least I will always play my free play going forward because, like I said, you never know. Anyway, I know this is a little long of a money moment, so I don't know what you can get out of that other than when someone gives you free credit that will just poof disappear if you don't use it. Use it, and you never know what can happen. But I'm not a fan of gambling. It's just I think the odds are against you. And I wouldn't encourage anyone to necessarily get into the gambling aspect. But in this case, if you have a free credit, play the free credit. And if you win, walk away. And who knows? I wanted to be very careful about getting into the casino thing and just walk away with my free winning and call it a day. So that's what I did. Anyway, beautiful day in St. Thomas virtually and in real life because you can obviously go upstairs and be on the decks. And it's very nice. So I'm having a great time. And I just thought I would give you some insight into what's going on here in Cruise Land. See you next time on Mark's Money Mind.